All right, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everybody, and we'll start with the roll call. Clerk?
Trustee Sewell. I'm here. Stewart.
Here.
Ball.
Yes.
Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Here. Next up is public comment. If anybody'd like to speak, all you gotta do is step to the podium, and we'll wait for you in just a few minutes here. But if anybody'd like to speak, feel free. If not, we'll move on. Next up is wouldn't mind actually accepting a motion to move forward on the agenda, the Sunrise Kiwanis. It's actually under new business since he's here.
Why not? Yeah, we don't need a motion. You can
Okay,
move it up there.
so your name's not.
Wally Streeter.
Wally, that's
Yep,
right,
yep.
from Kiwanis.
Yep.
And just tell us a little bit about Kiwanis and what event you have coming up.
Thanks, I appreciate you allowing me to come tonight. I'm Wally Streeter. I've been with the club 38 years, and it's been a great ride for doing that. I'm president right now, and our club is one that basically serves children. And even the international that we belong to is an organization that tries to serve children one child at a time, one community at a time. You've probably seen us around on the streets with peanut days and also orange days and apple days. And we used to do the Banya Kata. We were most known for that for many, many years. But it just got to be such a labor-intensive program. We decided to try to find another avenue. And I was pleased that 3 years ago when COVID came about, we had to get off the streets. We couldn't do any of that. And we developed a golf tournament. And that golf tournament has been very, very successful for us. Our organization's about 35 strong right now. We get about 15 to 20 people regularly at our meetings, but the other ones kick in at project time. And so this golf tournament has been kind of a lifesaver for our club, because our club usually needs 17 to 20,000 a year on regular years to serve. The children at Christmas time, when we do Christmas sales, clothing sales. Then we also help Willoughby Farm quite a bit, and that's starting to become our signature project. And we've got some plans to do some more assisting in there. We've got a lot of Ks around that Willoughby Farms, but we're trying to do some more there as well. So last year we only did about a 2,000 donation to them, but in past years, it's been anywhere from 7,000, 10,000. The year that we did the Festival of Trees, it was closer to 20,000. So our organization is very active. We can be the arms and the legs out in the community doing the projects and also giving the money away, but it takes the community as a whole to really support our club. We can't do it without money. And so we've been really privileged in Collinsville to always be supported by the community. So the last year, the first year of the golf tournament made about 11,000. Second year made 14,000, and we're looking at hopefully one other step up of maybe 15 or 16 this year. That took care of a lot of the things that we had to do on the streets that some of us can't stand anymore. I will share one real quick story. We have a trucker out of Texas that found out what we were doing. And the first year he came in with $700, and just he knew one person in our club. He graduated with her. And the second year, well, the first year $700, and then he asked us how much we made, and he said, "Oh, I don't like uneven dollars." He gave us another $300 to get it up to 1,000. Last year, he said, "Can you meet me at the truck stop?" He said, I want to donate for your tournament again. So he stopped by. He gave me an envelope and had $1,200 in it.
Wow.
And then this year, he just called me up 2 weeks ago and said, I'm coming through Collinsville. I'd rather just do something now. I know your tournament's coming up. And he gave us $2,000.
Wow.
Now, this guy doesn't do it just for our club. I know that he supported a club up in Washington State as well. He goes all over the place. But his whole heart is about kids. He says, as long as you're serving kids, I'll keep donating, so.
That's cool. How can, like, say somebody that sees this or whatever, how can they be involved with the golf tournament and things like that?
Yep, we this year got a group that wants to help us do pictures. And because we like to take pictures of all the teams that come through and then send them a thank you note and give them a picture. But there's various things that they can do there. Financially, we do have whole sponsors and all the other type of sponsorships. We do gift cards because we also do a silent, like an auction. And so there's little things, even like if it's a $20 gift card for a business or something, we can do that as well.
And are there still spots for teams, like if you want a
Yes,
team?
yes, the teams usually come in last, is all you know.
Right.
Usually it just takes a while. And so we're planning on 25 to 30 again this year. We had about 25 last year, so we're.
And they just get a hold, is it a website or a Facebook?
You can get a hold of me. I've left a form here if anybody wants to put it somewhere. I can give that to you, but.
We can get that on.
my-
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on this video too.
Yep.
Awesome.
So
Well-
I'll give you a copy of this form and you can, put it out there or whatever you want to do with it.
I also appreciate you inviting me down to one of your meetings
Yep,
and
he's in there.
talking about the township and everything, and I can tell your group is really involved, and that's good. And on top of what we may do here tonight, I'd also like to invite you, the Kiwanis Club, to come in here. Let's set up a date, and then all the money that we get in for lunch that day, you can advertise it on your end, can go to the Kiwanis.
Oh, great.
That would be really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, man,
We'll set that
I
up.
appreciate that.
So, hey, the board, guys got anything, or?
No, just dinner, we'll get the flyer and,
Yep.
if there's still teams available,
Yep.
circulate that around.
Yep, thank you very much. So, if anything you need, there's my numbers on the bottom of the form and you can just call me.
Thank you, Wally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to do the resolution?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a motion that
I'll
we
second it.
pass the resolution 2022-R10 in support of the Kiwanis.
Okay.
An amount of $250.
I second.
Arm wrestle?
I got Brad already.
Roll
written
call.
down. Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
If he brings back the Bon Yukata, yes.
If you ever need help with that, let us know.
Supervisor
So we
Cobb?
just
We miss it,
decided
we miss it.
at Rotary today that Rotary is gonna ask if we can go ahead and start doing that, so,
You can do it.
yeah.
You got a recipe
Maybe
for it.
Bonnie Caught
A lot of work.
a few times this year.
Wally, thanks for coming in.
All right.
And you can leave if you want to enjoy your evening.
Okay.
It's-
I
it
got
might not be too
grandchildren at home, so.
There you go. Have a good night.
Thanks, Blake.
Thank you very much for allowing me to come.
Yep.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. We'll be voting on items A through D. Clerk?
All right, so you have the minutes from the last meeting, and then you've got the reports from the assessor, the highway commissioner. and myself.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second. Okay,
Anybody
any other
think
questions?
it's way too easy?
Roll call?
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell? Yes. Supervisor Cox?
Yes. Next is the approval of bills, and before we get that, I just want to give a shout out to Gabby. It's taken a while, we got it, and I really like it. Now it actually shows the beginning balance of last month, all of our bill totals, the deposits, because I know, Brad, you had asked for this, and it totally makes sense. The deposits that we get from the county, or if it's lunch or whatever, and then our ending balance for each month. So I think that's a good job, and Gabby, thank you so much for helping me with that. So, bills?
Right, so there, on this report that we sent you, there is one correction that Gabby made, and that is road and bridge, social security and Medicare, the ending balance, it showed as 9,677.46. It's actually 96,777.46. A 7 got missed, so.
And that is under what? That's the
under
ending
road
balance?
and- Yeah, under, ending balance, road and bridge, social security and Medicare.
Okay,
It said 9677.46, it's 96,777.46. Okay? So the first one up here are the general assistance, which are expenditures for the month total $275.93.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, if there's no other questions, roll call.
Trustee Ball?
Aye.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Okay, then under the town fund, we had expenditures last month of $202,473.12.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm noticing the month previous, general town expenditures was $84,081.51. This time it's $197,760.67. Is that all to do with the assessors?
No, no,
What's it?
we bought the lot. So that was
Oh.
$109,000 on
Yeah,
the
okay.
lot.
Yeah, that
And-
explains it. I'm
yep.
curious.
So,
There you go. Good
and,
answer.
yeah, I haven't, no, well, we saw it too. I mean, I look at all these
Yeah.
things and I sign off on it, and so, but the good news is, we did get I think I shared that last meeting, but, the grant approved at the county, and so we're gonna be getting 125 back, so.
Cool, all right.
All right,
Find out.
no other questions, roll call?
We gotta get a motion first.
Oh, sorry.
Motion that we approve that town fund expenditures.
I second.
Okay, where was I? Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Okay, under road and bridge, we had expenditures for the month of $128,456.85.
I have a question.
Okay.
We spent $2,000 to have a tree removed, removal falling tree and standing tree and culvert behind home. Also remove standing trees growing out of the culvert. And I'm just curious, I thought we were roads and senior center. I didn't know we were spending money to do things behind people's houses. How is that under our jurisdiction? Shouldn't that go, it's in my neighborhood, so I drove around there and I can see the power lines are back there. If there was any concern, I thought that bill should go to the power company.
So it's a good question, and you asked me earlier, and I reached out to Kathy, and since Kathy's here, I'm sure she'd probably,
We have the drainage that comes out there, so we're responsible for that.
That way, okay, I
Yeah.
was just curious.
Yeah, and it's right there where those trees all fell over, so we had to get all that out because of the flooding.
Okay.
It flooded it out there, so we had to get those trees out so we can repair that
Okay.
damage there. And we got bids on it,
Oh, 2,000, I've had
Yeah.
trees taken down, that's not I'm not
Yeah.
complaining about the price.
Yeah.
I'm just curious why the power company wasn't involved, but I see.
no,
where
it's
you're
because it's
coming from.
our drainage mouth
The
comes out
drainage
there.
is
They
ours,
said we
yes,
were,
I get that.
yeah, I talked to the county to make sure we were responsible for that.
Okay.
before we
okay.
did it.
I just wanted to know,
Okay.
curious.
okay. Any other questions?
Not really.
Need a
Okay.
motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Ball?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
And finally, the senior center, we had expenditures for the month of $5,388.98.
I motion to approve.
I'll second.
No question?
Roll call.
Not on this one, I trust the senior centers.
I got a question.
Uh,
It
no,
doesn't have
come
to be
on.
For the meeting.
Oh, good, ask it later.
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready to go to agenda B here. Yeah, no, we're fine. Go ahead, then. Roll call?
Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Ball?
Yes.
Gunther?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Supervisor Cox?
Okay. And.
Okay, that's it for approval of bills.
Okay. Reports by officers and committees, and we'll start with our Highway Commissioner, Kathy Holscher-Tricano. Holscher, sorry.
They're all saying.
Thank you. You're the man.
No. I'm not. I'm driving nice car.
I really don't have a lot to report except that we're extremely busy and it's been an extremely hot summer. The one thing that I do want to report is, I guess everybody knows that their power bills have gone up. Okay, well, we got a bill for our streetlight program because we pay for streetlights that are on the township roads. And last month, it was $2,800 and it was $5,900 this month. So, I talked to the power company, and of course, they won't give us a break or anything, but they did say that, the prices were supposed to be adjusted again in October. They don't know where it'll be at, but just letting you know, because I didn't plan on $6,000 bills, and this is summer bill. So winter bills are always higher because lights are on longer.
Yeah, they're on longer, right.
So, anyway, I just wanted to inform you of this because that wasn't included in my budget. I couldn't have foreseen that, so.
Yeah.
And I have no clue what they can do, but we're under contract with this Good Energy that they're on the ballot. They told me that they can, any Ameren bills that we have to send them. Is this Ameren we're talking
This
about?
is Ameren, but this is streetlights, so I don't know that it's.
So just send it, and I'm gonna send it to them and see what they
Yeah.
can do, because they said that
Yeah.
they would definitely work with us on that.
Yeah, we're Southwest otherwise.
Right,
so.
you're right. And so send me that one, and let's just see, have we
Okay.
already paid it
Yeah, we've paid them, but
for the
I'll
months
send-
coming up?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I've got a couple more months where they're gonna be
Yeah.
high, August, September, and then I don't know when they adjust it.
Oh, it's killing people out there. I
Yeah.
mean, it's.
And they didn't say if it was gonna be an up adjustment or a down?
She thought they would go down the way other prices were starting to come down and things, but, like I said, I'm pretty tight there in my budget because I've known what we've paid in the past, and I wasn't expecting it to more than double.
Right.
So I just wanted you to be aware.
Okay,
But
thanks.
I can leave you these 2 copies.
Do that, yeah, that'd be awesome, thanks. No, sounds like she's got it in her budget. And I want to thank Kathy for always coming to the meetings, I really appreciate it. Our assessor, he just submitted a report. Next up is the Senior Center Director, Miss Gabby Kuntz.
Hi,
Hi.
how is everybody?
Here.
Okay, great. Well, our numbers went up this month,
Yay.
a whole 246 people. So now this month we served 1,212 people.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then we had a really good, successful blood drive. We had really good food. Derek's mom came and made a dessert bar for everybody, which always is a big hit. And Derek played music for us. Our goal was 25, and we hit 34 people. So it was a very successful day. We could,
How successful was it?
I got blood drive of the week out of 46 blood drives in the metropolitan area. And then, so that could potentially save 102 lives. So that's what kind of got me to know that I could, save somebody or help somebody like that. And then we're gonna do another one on December 9th. We also did back to school the next day, 2 very busy days. We helped between 250 and 300 kids. Not as much as I wanted to, but we still helped a lot of kids, which was successful. On Friday, Derek and I reached out to some schools directly, and I'm gonna have teachers kind of come and just shop what's left here, and then they can get maybe what they need directly for their classroom. And then also, the folks, went 2 places. It's gone to the Arch and went to go see the new Elvis movie, which very successful. A lot of people are interested in these day trips. Fill up fast, so it's really fun and all that kind of stuff. And then the last Friday of the month, we're gonna start with celebrating birthdays for the month. We're also gonna do a lunch performer, like a live performer during lunch. So I'm excited. Got lots of new things going on.
And she's getting ready to decorate for fall.
Yes.
And, yeah, it's awesome. And I don't want to forget Council Building and Loan. I want to thank them for some of the help on the donations for the school supplies. And then I know Clint stopped in for that. I appreciate that. And then as far as the senior center, I really want to thank Matt Gunther too. You stopped in and you cooked one day. What was it?
Corned beef.
Corned beef, yeah. And I saw the pictures and everything, so thank you for doing that. And I know everybody works and has jobs, and you would all be here if you could. But it's a special place, and if anybody hears this, if you have parents or aunts and uncles, or we don't check IDs at the door, but come on in.
So Gabby, next month, can you subtract out Derek's 60 people credits? Because I know he eats here every day.
Right. I don't sign in, so we could have, that would be like 12 more, right? Yeah.
Cinda's got the real count. She knows how many plates.
A lot of times I forget. Yeah, so, okay, moving on to trustees.
I'll go first. Yeah, just piggybacking off the school conversation, I stopped by just to check out the girls and see if they needed any help with anything. They had everything completely under control. Families are being served, and yeah, it was great. So I think it's a great program, and we keep doing it. And I'm glad to hear that we're going to have the teachers come in and shop. Also, that's good. That's a great idea.
Mhm.
So thanks again, everybody.
Ashley?
Yeah. So with the clerk, I saw that they're gonna register, or looking at, doing like a voter registration event. That would be awesome. But yeah, I feel like everything's going smooth. I feel like no news is good news.
I missed what you said. What's going on?
It looks like a voter registration. They're
I'm gonna put
hope to
together a-
organize, a voter registration event.
Before the election.
Well, there we go. I love that idea.
I know, that's
I'm glad
great.
I'm learning about it.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay. Okay. All right, Matt?
Yeah, so I wanted to just say one thing about the blood drive. You know, one thing should be noted, they ended up with 34, and like a few days before the blood drive, they only had 2 people signed up.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the advertising, the social media, everything that Derek and team, everybody put into it, helped get everybody here, so.
Yeah.
The back to school also helped One Hope. They're in fact, Chris is going to come tomorrow and pick up some more backpacks. So not only are we're still helping
Yes.
some those with that network, those connections.
Thanks for doing that.
Their case managers were only allowed to select 2 families to receive backpacks. So we didn't have them connected to us this year, but we will next year, so that they can select. I mean, how many backpacks
Yeah.
do we have left? So Chris is gonna come up tomorrow and get some more, but,
Okay.
for next year, we'll be connected to them.
Great.
I wanna say thanks to Skid, every Monday and Wednesday, he's here bringing the truckloads from Chinooks, and, I don't think that, and I know that maybe we talked about doing something for him in the past, but, every week, and I wanna finally figure out what we need to do. I want to do a ride along with him and figure out what we need to do. What happens if he's not able to? I know what happens in the past. Cinda goes and does it, or Gabby goes and does it, but, just something to figure out for the future. And speaking of those donations, Kelly and I had made that trip a few weeks ago to some of those other places. One of them was the Edwardsville Food Pantry. Within a few days, she already started receiving calls from them, and they gave us chicken, spaghetti, pallets full, or a large amount of food from them, so already paying dividends. So, and then just one more thing, and I don't know if we want to talk about it here. Derek had a great idea about, and I know it's something that's in the future, but turning this other parking lot into a green space. And I didn't know if you had some insight on grants and then maybe stuff we could start filling out ahead of time. I don't think we can, I don't want to steal your thunder or anything, but I don't know, we can't move on it until the other parking lot. We don't want to take away from parking, but is there anything we can do in the meantime to start figuring out how to move on it quickly?
And actually, that's kind of where I got the idea, because I got a letter, it was about a grant that would pay for 80% of it. If it was like a pickleball court or more of a green space type thing. I have a meeting set up with the city of Collinsville coming up next week. And because part of the problem is the parking. We all know those units use that for parking. And so I want to just cut them off, but then when you cut them off, guess where they go? Then they actually use our really good spots, because they have to park somewhere. So it's a problem that needs addressed. And so I have a few things on the list, on the agenda to speak with them about. We'll see if we can get some movement, and then if we get something, maybe I can involve you guys or whatever, but we had a meeting yesterday with the senior council, and we're like prepared to like start going to their meetings too, because this end of town needs addressed.
Absolutely.
So anyway.
Yeah, involve us in it.
Yeah, I will.
We'll absolutely be part of it.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, thanks, man. Okay, clerk.
Just 2 quick things. Last month, I talked about this new law that Pritzker signed that requires townships every 10 years to form a committee and review how we're operating. There is gonna be a TOI's having a call on Friday if anybody wants to call in. But they are gonna be formulating guidelines for us, so by this fall, so we'll learn more about it. But if anybody wants to sit in, there's a call on Friday from 1 to 2, which I'll try to make.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing I was gonna say, I just wanted to thank people on behalf of HHH, that wrapped up a week and a half ago. And it would take in the 8 weeks that it went on, they served about 2,200 meals to kids and sent home 360 meals for the weekend. And we're a big part of that. Us, St. John UCC, and the food pantry are the primary sponsors. So it was a very successful event. The numbers are down a little bit from pre-COVID, but it still was a very successful event. We were a big part of that. And they will be in the middle of September, they'll be starting up with tutoring. If anyone wants to tutor in the evenings, I think they do it on Tuesday and Thursday. So if you like to tutor, there's an opportunity to volunteer there. But anyway, that's it.
Okay. So we did new business A, we'll go to B, and that is the resolution 2022 R11 in support of Madison County Township and multi-township map. Jim?
Right, so we talked about that last month. I attached the map again to my report. They're really, to be honest, for us, it's meaningless to us. It only affects 2 townships in the upper northeast corner of Madison County, which if once a township becomes so tiny, then they kind of force them into being a multi-township district. But we have to approve the map that we were supplied by the county. And so this resolution I prepared basically says that we support it and we approve it.
Motion to accept resolution 2022-R11.
Okay.
Okay, no other questions, roll call?
Trustee Sewell?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Ball?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
And Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Okay, next item is the update on the senior center parking lot project. I'll hand you guys these.
And while you're doing that, I did want to say one more thing, Derek. The bathrooms are looking good.
Well, I got that in my report.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Okay.
Check them out today.
Oh, I've been checking them out every day.
Yeah, they changed today, yeah. So I met with Oates and Associates, and although I wanted it, I mean, I'm a different type of person. If it's me, I'm like, just pave it over and let's get it going, you know, but they have to go through everything, the proper channels through the city, the design, getting bids, and here is the timeline that they promised me that they would stick by, and they don't want to overpromise, you know, or, so, anyway, we're hoping, you know, just her and I, by April the 1st. But if we go by this, they're already doing the survey. They started on that, and they'll be finishing that up this week. And then the design plans by the township, the final ones, by September the 13th. We're doing some tweaks on that. We're thinking about adding some like bricks where people can engrave their names and things like that, like on a walkway. But yeah, and so we'll put that out to the public, and that could be a little bit of a
Did we
fundraiser.
find a company? I know they were talking about it.
Yeah, we did, and they're kind of pricey, but what you can make, you know, so we have a breakdown of all the prices, how much it costs to engrave each brick, and then basically what other, like the police and stuff, what they actually charge, you know, so I'm gonna kind of let the seniors decide on what do they think is the best, you know, because there's 3 sizes, you can get big, small, and maybe we can do all 3 and see what happens, you know, fill it in with whatever doesn't sell. But then the plans will be submitted to the city by October the 1st. The Planning Commission meeting is on November the 10th. Construction plans and the bid documents to us by the January the 10th. And then we're going to open up all the bids late January. Then we're going to award the contract at the February meeting. And then the construction hopefully then can begin in late February and in March. So I wanted everybody to have that, and if there's ever any questions about how, you know, because when you don't see any progress, you kind of wonder, and people's anticipating this, you know.
My only concern is if we're gonna open bids late January, the second Tuesday in February might not be long enough.
Yeah, so it's a bid opening in late January. Well, I mean, that gives us 2 weeks to review the bids, and then
Yeah, but bidding,
3 weeks maybe, yeah.
it may be tight because you're gonna, I mean, the companies that bid the project
Right.
need time to evaluate.
No, but that comes before that, it'll go out the bid in.
January.
In early January.
Oh,
That's
never
the-
mind,
That's
sorry.
the opening of the bids that
Sorry.
we received, yeah.
It's all very tentative, but.
My glasses are
You're good. You're good. So anyway, that's the plan, and we're on top of it, and we paid a professional firm to handle all this, and so I'm just sticking by this and keeping in touch once a week. It's everything on track. So next thing on the agenda is just my comments. Just briefly on the union contract. I sent an email to you guys. I don't know if you looked at it yet, the email that I sent, because I'm a little bit frustrated at how slow things are moving. And you can read your email, and it kind of explains it. That I sent it out today. Because it's August. And there's some folks here that, quite frankly, need a raise, and I want to give them a raise. And it's ridiculous that it's being held up. So anyway, that's that. Also, the bathrooms, you mentioned that. They're finally basically done. A few little touch-ups, but especially since there's really nobody here, check out the women's room. Gabby really decorated that well. Hobby Lobby had a sale, and I said, get up there and find some stuff. And so anyway, I'm telling you, from where they were until where they are now, they're very fancy, and it matches the center, how nice the center is. So I'm proud of the work that it got done. It took a little time because they were waiting on some product, but it's done. I believe that's all I have right now. Like I said, I have a meeting set up with the city, and if anybody ever has any questions, just hit me up. Cell phone, email, whatever.
I did have one question
Yep.
back on the parking lot. Are we to expect any incremental bills that I've just, for budget, when we're approving, is there
Right.
anything we should be looking for in this process?
So they had it broke out because Oates and Associates had it, I guess it was like 4 different, they would charge for submitting the plans to the city.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yep.
and then, so each thing had a charge, and I kind of like that because say if they start going south and they're not doing their job, say, hey, we're not paying this
Perfect.
bill until this is done.
Yep.
So if that answers
So,
your question.
and that's already forecasted, so we shouldn't
Yes.
expect anything else?
Right,
Perfect.
yeah. And the good news is too for our budget, because I was a little concerned because it is tight. I don't like to over budget too much, but this grant that we got, they really want to pay the bill directly to the contractor or the construction. Instead of paying us, they would like to just pay that portion straight to the thing. So that really helps us in our budget, so. And also with the timing of it and when the bills come out, some of it may end up in this year's budget, and because April 1st is next year's
Right.
budget, and so I think it's all gonna work out really well. So. Anything else?
That's it.
We good?
Motion adjourned.
All right.